guys. I have to say thank you. The support has been tremendous. I never knew that we could be here where we are. So I am grateful, and I'm also grateful. I'm just the face of the team that is working behind this, and we are quite a few guys, and we are all grateful for your support. Continue to support us. Continue to share our link. Continue to give us the important feedback. It's very important for us to get feedback. Why? Because that's where we learn, and that's where we correct ourselves. And our objective is to open up a platform for us to share ideas, for us to improve our lives, to improve our economy, to improve the future of our kids. And as we say that, we have been talking about where we can invest in a hyperinflationary environment. It is very difficult to invest in a hyperinflationary environment, and the environment that we are in Zimbabwe has been quite difficult, especially for some of us. I started working in 2007 and 2008. The economy collapsed, and recently, of course, there was a period where there was dollarization, and then things stabilized, and then things went south again recently. So for us professionals who have been in the industry for the past 15 years, it has been a roller coaster. But as they say, it's a survival of the fittest. Whilst things have been difficult for most people, we have seen a few people making it. We have seen people go out of poverty into wellness, into richness. So that's why we are here, to discuss, to find ways, to encourage each other, that even though things are tough, there's still light at the end of the tunnel, and we will make it. So just a recap, we spoke about the stock exchange as an area where we can invest, and I do encourage you to invest in the stock exchange over long term, not short term. I also encourage you to go to institutions that do unit trusts. Go there and seek understanding. Short term, long term unit trusts are good for you. You will hedge your money against inflation, because the money that you put in a unit trust, it will be called units. It won't be monetized. So just like if you go to the stock exchange, you buy shares, and the shares have got a value. The units have a value, and that value continues to grow as inflation goes. So the units would also be tracking inflation, and sometimes beats inflation. And the other one that we spoke about last week is interesting, livestock, investment in livestock. So yes, livestock. And today we are talking about something different. We will continue the discussion on livestock in the next few episodes. We will also talk about something that is called trading, that is emanating from stock exchange. It's also trading in foreign currency. It's a craze. I've seen a lot of people go into foreign currency trading in different platforms. And we have a topic that is coming. We have a discussion that is coming, and we will discuss more about that. We'll bring in someone who's very good in that area, and they will share their journey so far. They also talk about how you can go about it, because I've seen a lot of us out there losing a lot of money through that. Now, today, we also want to talk about just investment in general. We want to talk about the projects why people fail when they start these small businesses. I'll say this because I'm one person. I will share my experiences. A few years ago, a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, came to me and he convinced me. There were two friends actually, and they came to me and they said, look, we found a claim in the Muzi area there, and they convinced me to go into gold mining. It was a virgin area for me. I never knew anything about gold mining, but I still got convinced, I still got excited. What more could be more exciting than getting gold, than gold mining? And I could see myself all of a sudden out of my current situation, and I could see myself driving the big cars. I could see myself with a lot of cash coming from gold mining. So for the next 3 or 4 months, I would invest in that business, and I would, whatever payday, I'll give them some of the money. And my friend, he had a car. He also then said, look guys, so we were it was 3 of us. I brought the money from my savings. My friend brought his car into the business, and to make matters worse, his car was a station wagon. But we simply said, you've got the time in the car, so let's use that car. And I also had, then the other friend of mine said, look guys, I have nothing, but I've got time. So we agreed 33% each. We went to the Ministry of Mines, we got the license, we got the permits, all the papers for that area. And that exercise possibly costed something like 5,000 US to get all the papers in place. And then after that, I approached someone else who had a compressor, and we agreed that he would bring his compressor and also be an investor in this business, and they'll get their money once we sell. So the mine was on a hill. We dug, we'd go deep, and we reached 120 meters. And when we reached 120 meters, that's when we said, guys, we now have enough. We hired a truck, and we took our ore to the mill. And at the mill, we ended up with, if I remember well, the money that came out of that whole 30-ton truck was 350 USD. That's all we got from an investment. I think by that time it was 6 months in time, and I think the money that we had sunk was around 17,000. And from then on, I was really disappointed, because the whole 350, we had spent a lot of fuel, a lot of money, time into this, and we only got 350 after digging 120 meter hole. So there were lessons that I got from that, and from then on I said I'm not going to get myself into mining again, because it was really stressful for me, the amount of money that I had used trying to invest into this business. And I have a few other businesses that I've tried myself, and I have lessons. I call them lessons. I don't call them failures, because when you get into business and you get taught a lesson, you must get the lesson rather than to say I failed. So I have lessons that I've learned from a few businesses that I've started. And today I'm here to say to talk about that in a short period of time, to say when we start these projects, because this is an area where most of us have been trying. We receive money, we save, you have 5,000 under your pillow, and then you say, what can I do with my 5,000? You want to do something, you want to get a return, and we have been giving you options, because the other option that we have is actually investing the money in a business, in a project, in something that will give you return, in a tuck shop, in something. So that's where most of us are failing. That's where most of us then resent investing in a business. Why? Because you get into that business and then all your savings are wiped out. Just like that. You try to get into mining and all your savings are wiped just like that. And it requires someone stronger to come back from that. And today, I'm trying to say, first and foremost, when you get into when you want to invest your money, you must invest it in a business that you have knowledge about. Unlike me, don't try things that you have no knowledge about. Don't go on and on and on about trial and error. We don't do trial and error with money. Why? Because you lose it. And the good thing about business is that there are a lot of people who have done it before and have made the mistakes for you. So don't get into businesses without enough knowledge. Like I did, I lost 17,000 all in all over a period of 6-7 months. All my savings were wiped out like that. So we need to be very, very careful, very, very careful in what we invest into. I've seen people try chickens. The problem with the chicken farming business is that a lot of people, you get into that, but what you don't have is an exit strategy. So you buy your 300 chickens, and after 6 weeks, you now have 300 chickens, and all of them, they need to be killed. They need to be slaughtered and sold to the market, which is what you don't have. Then you end up giving people chickens on credit. And at the end of the day, you won't be able to recover the money that you invested into that. So I'm saying the fourth area where you can invest your money is actually investing in a business. But let's not be reckless with choosing what business to invest in. We will have more episodes talking about where to invest your money, how to invest your money, but just don't be reckless with your money. If you decide to get into some business, if you decide you are an entrepreneur, welcome to the world of entrepreneurs. We love that. Economies are built by entrepreneurs. But don't get into business without knowledge, because you will lose. Don't be reckless with your money. You will resent business people. You will think that, if we are to use our local language, you think that akaromba. Why? Because why? Because you tried it and it's failing. So the first thing, if you want to get into business, is actually getting the right knowledge, getting the right education about the area where you want to invest in. You must get into a business that you are knowledgeable of. You must also know that business is not instant feedback. So there are things, the money for the business is money for the business. It's not your personal money. So when you begin to receive money from the business, it's not yours, it's for the business, because the business is also an enterprise. It's also a person on its own. If you are doing it well, you have registered your company, which means your business can be sued. So money that is for the business should be for the business. It's not your money. So there are so many other things, but for today, the biggest lesson that I'm giving to you is to say the fourth area where you can put your money is into business. Investing in a business yourself. There are so many businesses that are available: chicken business, grinding mills, tuck shops. There are so many, buying and selling clothes. I've seen a few people run different online shops. Some sell meat, some sell clothes online, some sell groceries online. So there are so many opportunities, especially that have been brought about by the internet. There are so many opportunities that are available for us to make money. But don't be reckless. Don't get into a business that you have no knowledge about. If you want to get into business, first and foremost, try to get the information. Try to get all the information that you can. And then after that, you are good to go. We will share more about entrepreneurs, about how to start a business, about how to survive. I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and we were just talking about different ideas about business, and he was saying one of the good things about a business is one of the characters that is a business that you need to have is the staying power, which means when the going gets tough, are you going to remain in business? or you're going to surrender and quit and say, you know what, this is not for me, I'm just an employee, I need to go back to work. So it's the staying power, amongst other things. So for today, that's what I had for you. Let's continue the discussion. If you have an area that you think we need to expand more, I want to get your feedback. In fact, that's how we become better. Iron sharpens iron. So bring those critics, especially about the content that we're bringing in. That's why you see that on our YouTube, it's open for comments, because we welcome those comments. We want to engage with us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, even on YouTube. We are available under the same name, Tatenda Muzariri. So let's continue the discussion. Remember to like, remember to share, remember to subscribe, and remember to continue the discussion. Thank you. Have a good night.